Actually, today we're going to talk about wildlife and, natural habitat. So, first of all, let me ask you my first question. That is, are you interested in wildlife, especially sea creatures?
Why wildlife?
Wildlife, like, wild animals and sea creatures, especially sea creatures.
Secretor.
Are you interested in? And for example, have you ever wanted to swim in sea with sharks?
Yes, I used to swim with the fish in the at the bottoms of the sea. Uh,
Ah,
yeah, it have a service to for tourism. They did it for tourism, and we have to pay a lot. We had to pay a lot for 10 minutes swimming with a fish.
ah,
And yes, and and I could not believe that we the sea natural um, the sea at the bottoms of the sea is very beautiful.
yeah,
Um, that was the first time I saw the fish with mm, many colors. Mm, and the grass uh, in at the bottoms of the sea is beautiful. So also too beautiful too.
yeah, of
Mm,
course. So yeah,
mm,
it's definitely
Everything is
another.
natural, nature. Yes, I felt that the beauties of nature at the
Yeah,
bottom
of
of the sea.
course. And tell me
Uh,
about feeling. Isn't it scary? Like in another word on the water, it's so huge and so different. And we know that there are more creatures, sea creatures than land animals. So, and different variety of creatures and that live underwater. So isn't it scary like swimming on the water, especially at the bottom of the sea or ocean?
because because the companies that the tourist companies that is safety
Of course
is
it's safe.
very safe, and children can do it. Elderly can do it. So um,
Ah,
of course I'm sure that I can do it. So I didn't feel scared. Um, uh, but maybe some first seconds I felt scared, so scared. But after that, when I dive into the sea and um, I saw everything around me very beautiful, so I forgot to be scared.
yeah, of course. That's really good. So tell me about the animals, like, sharks. So what do you think about that? What is I don't know, do you have any idea about sharks? So it's like they're really scary. Some people think that they're really scary and of course dangerous animals. Some people say no, they're not really dangerous. Sometimes they are like cute. So what do you think about sharks?
I'm afraid of sharks.
Yeah.
I think if there are shark, there are sharks at the in the sea, in the ocean. I think I will not dive into the
Yeah.
sea.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course. And tell me, what would you do if you happen to see a shark when you're swimming at the beach?
Hmm. If I saw, if I see a
Yeah, if
shark,
you saw, of course, like you were swimming
no,
just near the beach, but it's like you saw a shark. So what would you do?
um, I'm scared. I'm so scared. I will
Yeah,
be so scared.
yeah,
Hmm. I think I don't know how to do.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I don't
It
know
can be, yeah, it can be
because
really.
I saw a film, a shark roar. So I remember that the thing.
I
The
do
yeah.
remember because everyone watched that film. I do. How scary was that? I was like, yeah, I remember. So everyone watched that film, I think, and actually maybe that was the first idea. So and the first thought about shark. So because and after that, everyone started, I don't know, like just fighting from sharks, and that is, yeah, of course, that was so scary. I do remember. But we know that every creature or animal in sea or ocean or on land, they are and they exist for some reasons. So we know that we are living in the world that we need every creature, even really tiny or no very big. So about and it's the same about sharks. Let me share the screen to see the first phrase of the session. Wipe out something. So as you can see, we have the meaning to destroy something completely. Could you please read the sentence about wipe out?
Whip out, whip out something
Wipe.
to
It's
destroy
wipe.
something completely.
Wipe
White,
out. Yeah.
white
Wipe
out
out.
something to destroy something completely. Oh, white out something.
For
Yeah,
example,
the
we can say that,
disappearance,
yeah,
disappearance of short can whip out coral reef in the ocean.
yeah,
Disappearance of short can
yeah,
whip out the coral reef in the ocean.
yeah.
Coral reef, what does it mean?
You can
What does
see,
it mean?
you can see coral reefs. Can you see?
Oh, coral reefs.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course, because as I told you, every animal or creature, so on the sea or on the water or on land, so on the land, so they exist for some reason. So they're good for nature and natural habitats. So if they, for example, they disappear, like, I don't know, like sharks or all the animals, maybe they can cause a big destruction to the nature. So here we have wiping out. That is wipe out something, that is to destroy or erase completely. For example, we can say that this wildfire in Los Angeles
Mm,
is wiping out lots of areas, entire neighborhood, and so wipe out and completely destroy something. And now about sharks. So I don't know why. So we will watch a video about the reasons that why they are really good, because I have no idea that why sharks are good and how they can be useful for the nature. Do you have any ideas that why they are? For example, why coral reefs are related to the life of sharks?
yes, I don't know. I don't have ideas about that.
Yeah, of course, of course. Well, and so let's see, but maybe they're really good. So this area, as you can see, coral reefs in the ocean and can wipe out coral reefs in the ocean. And why? So I have no idea about this. So this is destroy. But let me say something. Now we are learning The meaning of words and phrases related to nature or related to animals, for example, but they can have different meanings in different contexts. For example, if you wipe out or wipe someone out means you exhaust someone. So as for example, I don't know, uh, walking out for a long time really wipes me out, makes me exhausted or tired. So this can be used when you talk about people. Okay, so it can have different meaning, but here we are talking about the first meaning, that is erase or destroy something. But of course, it can be used as exhaust someone. For example, walking out for long hours really let me out. So exhausted me. Okay. Well, and chaos. Human destructive action. So everything is related to human, I think. So because I don't know, the beginning and I think the start of every disaster directly or indirectly refer to human. Like, I don't know, we are doing something in the world and we are destroying something, even we are causing natural disasters. Chaos, it can be a complete disorder, confusion, or for example, we can have it in different, again, in different contexts. Here, as you can see, a total confusion with no order. So we can say disorder and confusion, the state of complete disorder. For example, if there is no arrangement, and for example, I don't know, like company or organization, so we can say that uh, everything can be disordered. So we can say it's a total chaos. For example, after party, if you have a party at home, after the party, your house can be in total chaos, disorder. So this is about a general disorder, general meaning, but of course we have scientific, we have social context, so different, but here we mean, for example, after the party, the house was in total chaos. Yeah, make it a little harder. Well, and as you can see, you can read this one. And what is the order of nature? Yeah, we have the order of nature here. And what is that? Yeah. So it's like there are some in nature. There are some natural rules. There are some patterns. So when we say order in nature or order of nature, so we means this pattern that can be changed. We mean balance. So of course in ecosystem, so it's like balance in ecosystem. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah. And habitat. So every natural environment that animals live or plant, not only animals, is called habitat. So we have natural habitat, sea is habitat, mountain is habitat, green spaces are habitats. So of course, by cutting down trees and forests to build towns and cities, we are destroying the habitats, the place to live of many animals and plants. And of course, so we are destroying natural habitat. Now I want to ask you a question. How human is destroying the habitat of sea creatures, aquatic creatures, I mean, aquatic means animals and plants that live in water. How we are destroying. How we are destroying the habitat of sea or ocean creatures. How we are destroying the habitat of sea creatures. Do you have any idea?
Habitat. You ask me again, please.
Of course, how human or we are destroying the natural habitat of sea creatures.
Destroy or
Yeah, of
the
course. Destroy,
this
of course.
destroy. Yes. Um, we uh, we destroy the sea creature, the natural habitat, by um, throwing away the waste the, into the sea. Um, we um, um, we release the dirty waters directly to the
Destroy,
sea,
of
and
course.
and
Yeah,
we rebuild um, um, uh, uh, rebuild the houses and restaurant uh, near the sea.
of
um,
course. Of
with
course.
and we don't uh, protect the we don't have the land to protect the sea creator.
Of
Uh,
course. Of course. So the first one, as you just mentioned, illegal dumping, that is putting waste into a landfill, like for example, into the sea or the ocean. So we see that, and of course, without permission, that cause a huge pollution, water pollution, and of course, it can destroy and it can vanish actually the habitat and the home of lots of creatures or animals. So
Yes,
sea,
illegal
yeah, of
dumping.
course. Yeah, of course. And
Illegal
you know,
dumping.
we
Yeah.
have growing, and you mentioned we have growing urbanization. What is that? Like cities growing bigger. And we have deforestation, like cutting down trees to make city, to build houses, and of course we destroy the house and habitat, so the home and the habitat of lots of animals. Well, ecosystem, yeah, all the living things in an area and the way they affect each other and environment. Ocean ecosystem, or for example earth ecosystem. So we have everything around us, like it can be animals, or for example like water, ocean, sea. So they are living organism and are called ecosystem. Plants or animals, or we have some microorganism that we can see. So and we have some non-living, environment, like for example, or ecosystem, air, or for example, water. So we have living and not living ecosystem. So the first one, plants and animals, that is really, so of course, they're living and we interact with each other. We need each other. And of course, we have non-living environment, like, I don't know, air or water. And, we know that they are called ecosystem. And actually, there is interaction between living, non-living creatures, or for example, environment or ecosystem. And we need each other to live. Well, so here, all the living, and I can say that non-living environments.
Non-living environment.
Yeah, of course, water is not living, but still ecosystem. Air is not living, but still ecosystem. And they interact each other. We need each other to live, to exist. We need plants and animals, animals need plants, and they're like, it's like a circle. Yeah. And water pollution can cause catastrophic damage, huge damage too. Yeah. Water pollution, air pollution, and mostly, yeah, water pollution. So it's really catastrophic, that is like really severe, a huge, yeah, of course. Well, to the ocean's ecosystem, of course. And we see that, especially nowadays, some videos on YouTube about natural disasters and environmental issues, that, we can see that lots of sea creatures like fish or other animals are dying. So because of water pollution, and the cause is human, unfortunately. And endangered animals. So in the future, we won't have some kind of animals, some types, because they're really rare and we have few of them. So in danger, of course, we can say harm ecosystem. Here we are talking about actually a verb. Harm ecosystem or animals, damage, so, or wildlife. Harm ecosystem or wildlife. Human endanger sharks by hunting them. Uh, we have a word, hunting is good, but we have another one that is poaching. Poaching. That is hunting or killing endangered animals. So, killing endangered animals illegally. So this is poaching, another problem. So we are, yeah, of course. Yeah. So because, you know, we have some animals like, I don't know, different special types or kinds of animals that maybe in the future they will become extinct like dinosaurs in the past. So they are endangered and we need to protect, but of course we harm them. And yeah, of course, further fins. So we are, for different reasons, we are damaging and hunting animals. That is called endanger, to put someone or something at risk or in danger of being harmed or damaged or destroyed. To become endangered, we can say. Well, and plummet. We use this word, of course. Uh, plummet, plunge. So there are some words that we normally use, especially in IELTS writing. This one, the word plummet is one of them. That is fall, but to fall, to decrease very quickly. Overfishing causes the number of tuna to plummet annually. So plummet means to decrease or to fall very quickly. So when we have a sudden and quick fall or decrease, we say plummet. We use the verb plummet. And yes, overfishing. Yeah. For example, overusing our natural resources can actually cause to plummet non-renewable resources. So that is step by step, no, but you know, quickly, suddenly, you know, they will fall or decrease. Plummets. Well, let's use the words wipe out, chaos, habitat, ecosystem, endanger, and plummet.
White out, something to destroy, something completely. It is a piece of sharps. Disappear. To contemplate in their function. The fire in the Los Angeles, white, white out some area.
Of course, of course. Is
The
wiping out.
fire white out some area in Los Angeles.
Of course, of course.
Chaos. After the Christmas party, um, my house became um, uh, chaos place.
Of course, just chaos. Yeah, of course. You don't need to say plot, place.
Uh,
Chaos is, yeah, of course, is
my
really
house
good.
is chaos.
Of
Yeah,
course, your house was in chaos. Was
was in
in
chaos.
chaos, of course.
Chaos is a noun and adjective.
Yeah.
Chaos is a noun or
Now,
adjective. Now,
disorder is noun. Yeah, of course.
in here they write chaos is an adjective.
Okay, let me say something about adjective or noun. For
Uh,
example, sometimes we can just, first of all, we can use some words as noun, but we have chaos as a noun, so it's totally chaos, so it's like a noun. And of course, here I don't find it. For example, it was in chaos. So it's just disorder. So you can use it as a noun.
in my house was in
In
chaos.
chaos, of course. So
Habitat.
yeah,
Yes.
for example, we can say why I say it's noun. We use it like, for example, the chaos in the street. The chaos, for example, in company. So because of this, I say that is a noun.
Yes.
Yeah, because it names, when we say noun, in noun state, it's a state or condition. So condition is not adjective. You know what I mean? It's not action description. So adjective is an action description, but it's not. Here is noun. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
The chaos in the city.
For
Mm.
example, now in some
Mm.
areas, because of actually power cut, that's due to wildfire. There is power cut in different areas, and that lots of people face chaos when power outage. So it's really difficult. So this one again, chaos is now.
Power red. What does it mean? What power red?
Power outage or power cut means there is no electricity.
Yeah,
Power
power.
outage
Um,
or
power
power
outage.
cut.
Outage.
Yeah, of course, it means there is no electricity.
Yeah. Well, the power outage causes the chaos.
Of course, it causes
Like,
chaos. Yeah.
mm, that's the
And for example, sometimes you can use it. Sometimes I have, like chaos in my mind. So for
mm,
example, my mind was in chaos after receiving the news about wildfire. I was like, I couldn't think, I couldn't focus. So you can use it this way.
yeah,
Yeah,
chaos in my mind.
yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm. Or the when we have a storm, and when the storm was over, uh, there were chaos in the city.
Of course, of course. There is chaos.
Habitat, habitat. Mhm. Mm, um, we are coded uh, to protect the habitats for animals.
Of course. Natural habitat, of course. We should protect
Natural,
natural
natural,
habitats, of course.
natural habitat. Mm. human or human lives um, will be uh, will be harmed or will be harmful if we uh, destroy the ecosystem.
Of course.
If we destroy ecosystem, our life will be harmful or
Of,
uh, will our life will be affected. Yeah,
our life
we
is like we are destroying, we are damaging, we are
are
harming,
damaged.
so harm ecosystem by overusing resources, by, for example, destroying natural habitats, by poaching and killing endangered animals. So we are actually causing harm to the nature and ecosystem by a different reason, of course, ways, like, by overusing, or for example by poaching, by, for example, destroying natural habitat. So we actually destroying ecosystem and endanger.
I mean that I want to say that our life and we ourselves uh, will be affected
Of
uh,
course.
when we are destroy ecosystem.
Of course, very good, directly affected, yeah, by destruction of ecosystem, of course.
Some species animal um, are endangered.
Of course, are
Yeah,
endangered, very good. So just
many
here,
kinds of yeah
yeah, just
variety um, species
species.
animal animal are endangered.
Very good. So there are different, like, yeah, as you said, species, many species of endangered animals in the world. But here, endangered is an adjective, and endanger is verb. Endanger means to, as I told you, to put in danger, to threaten. So, for example,
Mm,
pollution can endanger
mm.
sea life or marine life in the ocean.
Pollution
For
endanger
example, illegal hunting can endanger endangered animals. So look, so we can
yeah
say illegal, so we can use it as verb and
hunting
adjective. Hunting can
and
endanger endangered animals. So there are some endangered animals that they are becoming extinct, so we won't have them. And this can be really harmful to those animals.
I forget the how to use the plummet. Uh,
Plummet. Plummet means decrease.
decrease, yeah,
Decrease quickly.
decrease quickly.
Quickly
Uh,
and suddenly. For example, uh, the number of, I don't know, a specific type of animals has plummeted in recent years, or plummeted, so it means decrease quickly.
Yeah, animals have plummeted by hunting, by human, by
The number of the number of animal will plummet, for example. But let me
mm,
say something, because when we say the number of animal will decrease, but this happens step by step. For example, it's not something
uh,
that happens quickly, but I can say, for example, uh, the temperature, okay, the temperature can plummet overnight. Okay, so you need to dress warmly. Like, suddenly it decreases and you need to wear. So that is actually a sharp decline. For
mm,
example, prices plummeted after, for example, the company reported a poor financial report. So that is, prices plummeted, suddenly decreased. So this is drop or fall.
yeah, drop and
For
fall.
example, yeah, for
Uh,
example,
or the stock, the price of the
of
stock,
course.
yes, or plummet last week.
Yeah, very good.
Or the price of gold
Yeah.
uh, get plummet
Plummeted
because of war.
last week,
Ah,
of
yeah,
course.
plummeted last week or
Plummeted, of course.
plummeted because of war.
Yeah,
Because of war, yes.
very good. Plummeted. And the opposite of plummet is plunge.
Plunge.
Plunge
Oh,
means to increase quickly.
yeah, plunge, plunge.
Plunge, of course. Plunge is to increase quickly. So plummet and plunge. So, and just have these two words because we will talk about them a lot in IELTS writing. So plummet and plunge. Well, okay. Let's see. Let's watch a video about sharks.
Yeah.
I think it's a good video to watch. Let's watch it and then we talk about it. So there's some questions about sharks. And now let's see. Okay, one moment, please.
Your toe in the bathtub, a shark.
Misconceptions about sharks.
There are lots of misconceptions about sharks, and in fact, I just wrote a book about this, Why Sharks Matter, a deep dive with the world's most misunderstood predator. The biggest one that most people have is that sharks are dangerous. Sharks are a threat to us. That if you dip your toe in the bathtub, a shark is going to eat your whole family. And that affects shark conservation. That affects public support for wanting to protect them. When I give public talks and I say a third of all known species of sharks are threatened with extinction, there's always someone in the audience who says, good, what can we do to get 100% of them threatened with extinction? They're dangerous, they're bad. And that's just not true. That not only are sharks not a significant threat to people, in a typical year, more people die from flower pots falling on their head from above when they walk down the street.
What role do sharks play in the ocean ecosystem?
Not only are sharks not a threat, but they're also helpful. They are beneficial. We are better off with healthy shark populations off our coasts than we are without them. Well, predators help keep the food web in balance. They eat prey. They keep prey populations from exploding out of control and unraveling the whole food web. When you hear about survival of the fittest, predators are a big part of the reason why the not fit don't survive. And that has really important evolutionary roles.
How can we change the public's mindset?
A big part of it's just public education. A big part of it is pushing back against sometimes full-on hysterics from the popular press. Whenever there's a shark bite anywhere in the world, it's front page news everywhere in the world, and it leads to this impression that sharks are bloodthirsty monsters that are going to kill your whole family, and it's just not true. It leads to persecution of sharks and lack of support for shark conservation. So public education is vital here.
What are the greatest threats to shark populations?
Yeah, so the greatest threat to shark populations by far is unsustainable overfishing. This includes, but is not limited to, shark finning and the shark fin trade, which is the only issue that a lot of people have heard of, but is very much not the only issue or the biggest issue.
Why are sharks vulnerable to overfishing?
A big reason why sharks are vulnerable to overfishing is they're where baby sharks come from. You can't get through an interview with me without at least one baby shark reference. Sorry to all the parents watching this. But the sharks have relatively few babies, relatively late in life, relatively infrequently. It's called a K-selected life history. And what that means is each individual shark baby is better able to survive than, say, salmon spawn. But there aren't very many of them, and that means populations cannot bounce back quickly from overfishing or other threats.
How can sustainable fisheries management help to protect sharks?
Sustainable fisheries management can help to protect sharks in a few different ways. One is of sustainable fisheries for sharks themselves, which absolutely exists. Some of my survey work of scientists and environmentalists and fisheries managers all over the world has revealed that this is an overwhelmingly popular and well-established and almost common knowledge level idea that sustainable fisheries for sharks, of course, they can exist. I do a lot of public science engagement on social media, and if I were to say sustainable shark fisheries, people would be screaming at me like, what are you talking about? Of course there's no such thing as sustainable shark fisheries. So more sustainable shark fisheries for the sharks themselves are vital. We know that it can work. We know that it does work.
Who should read your book and why?
Yeah, so the book is intentionally designed to be for a popular science audience. So it's not a textbook. Anyone who's sort of advanced middle school and up can do it. And the reason why I wanted to write this book is because, again, I do a lot of talking to the public as public science engagement. And I found that there were lots of people who were shocked to learn some of these things that I've been saying about how widely supported sustainable shark fisheries are for experts, or among experts. And they'd never heard that before. And they say, I'm a scuba diver, I read everything I can about sharks. I've never heard of a sustainable shark fishery. There's a ton of information that's out there about this, but it's all very technical, and it leads to people not knowing what's really going on. So I wanted to write this book because I know that there are a lot of people who want to know what's really going on and how they can really help and not just read feel-good fluff or extremist rants.
What is so good about sandbar sharks?
I love my sandbar sharks. Follow #BestShark on Twitter and Instagram to learn more about them. But one of the things I love about them is they're nobody's favorite shark. They don't, to quote Rodney Dangerfield, they don't get no respect. But they're a really awesome species that has been really important for public understanding of science because they're a common coastal species found all over the world, which means they're frequently studied by scientists. They're often accessible. And they're a common aquarium species, which means that for millions of children around the world, the first shark they ever saw in their life is a sandbar shark. And that can inspire a life of loving the ocean and wanting to protect it.
Well, so first of all, are they dangerous or beneficial? Do you think sharks are dangerous or beneficial?
Yeah, potential for the environment.
Yeah.
It's when we the scientists said that they're not dangerous as much as we think.
And let me say, do you think shark can control the number of all the fish species in the ocean?
Yes.
Yes, of course they can. And do you think sharks are worth more dead than they are alive? Because, according to the video, some people think that it's better, just, we don't need the why, so they can die. So do you think they worth more dead than when they are alive?
I think everything is have to die. They live longer.
Yeah. No, of course they need to, because you know they are a part of ecosystem. So my question is that it's better them to die or no, to be alive and be a part of ecosystem, because some people didn't, okay, so what? Like, you know, they can die and there is no big difference in ecosystem. But what do you think?
I think they should die when they are old enough.
You're so cute. They get old. Sharks. Okay, yeah, of course. So you mean a natural death. So
Natural death.
not by,
Yes.
of course. So of course we know that in, you know, life circle, every creature, animal, plant will die one day. So after they get old enough. But you know, sometimes we push them to die. Like for example, the if actually effect and impact of fishing on their lives. So they can't survive if we fish a lot. So what, of course, what we do in some countries especially, so fishing industry is destroying sea life, of course, is totally destroying sea life. And tell me, uh, because sharks are called man-eater. And now tell me, according to the widow, do you think there are lots of people who are died by the shark attack every year?
Yes, the scientists said that it's not true.
Of course it's not, because there are lots of people who die because a pot fall down on their head when they're walking the street. So more than shark attack. So of course, so who goes? It's like it happens not a lot, so we can say, but also rarely. Yes, according to the widow, no, they are not. But we think that they're scary. And the last
Oh,
question,
and we don't scare anymore. We will not scared
yeah,
of shark anymore.
yeah, of
After
course,
we listen to the video,
of course.
it's not too dangerous as we think.
But they're still, you know, they still can eat us, you know. So they're still dangerous, but not as we, you know, as much as we think. Like, you know, we think that, okay, there are lots of people who are died and killed by shark attack every year, but no, of course. So because normally people swim in protected areas and they don't face sharks. So, but there are, I mean, there are lots of other maybe accidents and issues that cause people's death. So not only shark attack. And the last question, according to the widow, are sharks a threat to human?
No,
No, of course. And we think, according to the widow, human are,
human threat.
of course, humans are much
Okay.
more dangerous. Yeah, we are much, we can say that we are the most dangerous creature in the world. Really dangerous for every kind and type of animal. Okay, we have some questions here, but unfortunately there is no time to talk about them, so we skip this part. And of course, you can see the questions. Well, let me show you the questions. And this, okay, these two questions that are advanced discussion, so we will have them later. Okay, my dear men, let's skip this one. Do you have any questions related to this word? Any questions, any problem, anything that you want to ask me?
Yes, I need time to
Nice. To review and
to
of course to
review the
review,
vocabulary,
of
to
course
make a
you do.
sentence with it, and to talk about this topic.
Of course. So it's better to think about it just a little bit at home. And the next session at the beginning, so we spend about 10 minutes talking about these questions. So, and you will
Yeah,
be ready to talk. So just think about them and then, of course, we'll talk about them again. Okay?
yeah. Oh,
Okay.
we stop at 10. We will
Yeah, of
stop at
course.
10.
I already sent you forwarded so the VIP's text to you. Did you read it? Let me
Oh,
stop
I
it.
just read it when you said that.